Hi everyone, welcome to Toolkit Talks. My name is Jennifer Smith and I am a Public Health Resilience Coordinator as well as an e-learning developer with CoCares, which is the Colorado Alliance for Resilient and Equitable Systems, and the Office of Public Health Practice, Planning and Local Partnerships at CDPHE. Today is succession planning for local health departments, and this is video 3 of 3, so welcome. Okay, and the toolkit itself, the succession planning toolkit, is brought to us by the Ohio State University Center for Public Health Practice in partnership with the National Association of County and City Health Officials, or NACCHO. And so this video structure here is, this is our third video. So in the first video, we did an introduction to succession planning and the case for it. Video 2 was the steps and phases of succession planning. And then today, video 3, we're going to be doing the implementation, evaluation, and ensuring success. So as we stated before, the guidebook or toolkit, as we talk about it, is available on the NACCHO website, which you can use the QR code to access. It's called the Succession Planning for Local Health Departments, Ensuring Talent Sustainability for Optimal Public Health Outcomes. It's actually a course as well as a guidebook / toolkit on their website. So you do have to sign up and give them your information to access it, but again, we always say it's great. NACCHO has some wonderful information on there besides this toolkit. So they have the Joy and Work toolkit, which we've done a Toolkit Talks, is also by NACCHO. So I definitely recommend getting involved with them and signing up. So our video 3 objectives are: 1, to document the succession planning phases of alignment, analysis, and strategy into a comprehensive and formal succession plan. 2, manage the implementation of the succession strategies. 3, measure the effectiveness of succession planning activities. 4, communicating results. 5, making adjustments to the succession planning process if needed. 6, explaining how to institutionalize succession planning and what to avoid. So let's get into it. So today we're going to be talking about the implementation phase first. And here they have some questions asked during the implementation phase, or what should you be asking during this phase? So who is responsible for implementing the strategies? What are the best timeframes? And how will information about the succession plan and succession strategies be communicated to the organization? So the first part of the implementation phase is alignment. How would you describe the link between succession planning and your organization's mission and vision, strategic goals, workforce planning strategies? How will succession planning benefit your agency? For example, the retirement bubble, competition for talent. Make sure that we're putting that into the succession plan itself. What challenges or weaknesses is your organization facing that succession planning may help to address? Demonstrate workforce data that supports the business case. For example, a chart or narrative explaining that 62% of your senior leaders will retire within the next 5 years. The next phase of implementation, or the next step in implementation, is analysis. How are positions identified for succession planning? What positions have been identified for succession planning? What is or was the process for identifying the talent pool? What is or was the process for establishing the pipeline? How was the readiness of the talent pool determined? How was the pipeline established? How was knowledge management assessed, and what are the summarized results? Who are the potential successors for each position, and what is being done to develop them to compete? So implementation, again, we want to talk about strategies. What knowledge management strategies will be employed? What training and development strategies will be used? For example, job rotations, leadership training, special assignments, coaching, mentoring, shadowing, learning groups. What are the summarized strategies for knowledge transfer? When and how will you evaluate these strategies? Give the method and the time frame. Implementation and evaluation. Who is responsible for implementing the strategies? What are the time frames? How will information about the succession plan and succession strategies be communicated to the organization? How will you assess the success of the succession plan? How are senior leaders held accountable for succession management? What will be your approach for making improvements? So, evaluation. Measure the effectiveness of succession planning activities. Communicate results. Make adjustments to the succession planning process. Collect, measure, and communicate and adjust. Communicate and celebrate program success regularly. Get stakeholder feedback on strategy success. Adjust or adapt programs based on evaluative results. Ensure top management stays engaged and provide support and attention to the program. Make 3 to 5 year succession plans a part of the organization's strategic planning process. So again, this is making sure that we're constantly working on the succession plan, we're talking about it, we're getting feedback, we're adapting and adjusting to this succession plan, and making sure people really stay engaged and focused on this succession planning program, right? And you want to institutionalize the process and capture stakeholder support. So make succession planning a priority. Gain commitment from decision makers. Demonstrate the need and its benefits. Identify the connection to the strategic direction and goals of the organization. Align your work with senior leadership initiatives, HR models and requirements, union representative input, review collective agreements, and align work with employee groups. So really, you're going to want to make sure you're getting the support, getting this connection, aligning with different things in your organization. You know, the HR, unions, senior leadership, and other employee groups. You're going to want to make sure you're making this a priority. So they go into some pitfalls. You know, we can all kind of succumb to some pitfalls sometimes. So we really want to make sure we kind of know those in advance, right? So don't keep succession planning a secret. Don't underestimate talent based on subjective evaluations. Stop focusing on just hard technical skills. If you're not offering training or development opportunities, that right there is most of the succession planning, right? Don't expect employees to self-identify. Sometimes you're going to have to maybe there's some just quieter people who don't really go for those advancement opportunities. If you see them, let them know. You have to hold managers accountable for succession planning. They have to do part of the work as well, and that should just be, again, an ongoing process of their daily work. And don't just consider upward succession too. I think too, sometimes we forget that people can move laterally depending on their skills and what they're wanting, and you may find them, moving over here laterally for now, but that can always lead to an upward advancement, right? And they're not one size fits all programs, so we are going to have to adjust just depending on how big your organization is too, I think. And then don't produce too many candidates for too few spots, because again, that leads to a lot of disappointment. Succession planning and how it related to other processes you may already be doing. So make sure we're understanding how it relates, again, to everything that we're doing. Our accreditation processes, our strategic planning, our core competencies, and our workforce data. It all leads in and out of each other. And then, of course, we want to talk about managing disappointment. So ensure ongoing communication and transparency around the process during all phases can really just lead to less disappointment in the end. Consider how the process can open the door for conversation around growth. Again, if you're making sure that people understand what you're doing and how you're doing it, and that we are here to develop you if you're not ready, I think that leads to less disappointment for sure. Ensure high morale for all high performers by articulating their value and looking for opportunities to challenge and reward. So again, all these high performers, even if they don't make that position, right? Maybe they're not the chosen one. You can still look for other opportunities. You can reward them for their great work and service and help challenge them in different ways. So think outside of the box a little bit with this as well. And again, support your staff. One of the organization's largest investments is its people, and we're fiduciary stewards in that way, and we must make sure that all people-related plans and processes and decisions support that investment. So planning for talent is one of the most impactful ways to do just that. All right, so that was a quick one there to end our Toolkit talks, the succession planning for local health departments, and we hope that you enjoyed it. It was a lot of information, even though it might have been a short video series. It is a lot of information that you have to look into. So again, make sure you're downloading the guidebook and that toolkit to take a look at more in depth. Make sure that you're reviewing these videos if you need to a couple times and making notes and making sure it's all sticking in there. Connect with us by using the QR code. And you can email us at ophp@state.co.us if you have questions. This was provided to us by NACCHO, and that's where we found it, is on their website. So please feel free to reach out to them if you have questions as well. They're the ones that created this. We're just stewards and bringing it to you because we think it's very useful and we need it very much in public health right now. And again, you can always check out our course, Who Works in a Local Public Health Agency, on cotrain.org, course ID 1121182. So I really appreciate you watching our videos, and take care. We'll see you soon.